Hello and welcome to Mirror Football TV with me, Rob Burnett, and today we start with a sensational story that made the back page of our own Daily Mirror, with Notts County reportedly ready to try and snare Roberto Mancini as their new manager after Ian McParland was sacked yesterday afternoon. McParland is obviously a victim of the summer takeover, and despite good results, you always suspected he wasn't glamorous enough for a club that apparently wants to reach the Premier League within 5 years. The Mirror says County's Director of Football Sven-Göran Eriksson will offer Mancini a £10 million 5-year contract that would see him pick up more in a week than McParland did in a year. Whether that will be enough to lure the former Inter Milan boss to Meadow Lane is another question. After all, Serie A to League Two is one giant leap for Mancini. On to England news now, and both the Mirror and the Times report that Gabriel Agbonlahor is in line to start in tomorrow's match against Belarus. With Wayne Rooney injured, Capello needs to look at other options and may also use Peter Crouch or Carlton Cole up front. Capello may decide to rest Emil Heskey against Belarus, but the Aston Villa man has had enough of warming the bench at his club, and the Daily Star reports that he could be set for a sensational return to Liverpool. He turned down a move back to Anfield last January, choosing Villa instead, but now, frustrated by a lack of games under Martin O'Neill, he may be keen to leave. With funds tight at Liverpool, Rafa Benitez will try to nab him in a cut-price £1.5 million deal. Although, given how much we seem to hear about how wafer-thin Villa's squad is, it would surely take more than that to tempt O'Neill into doing a deal. England goalkeeper David James is also worried about his own place in the team as he approaches 40 and is stuck keeping goal for relegation-threatened Portsmouth. But he may have an unlikely saviour in the shape of Sir Alex Ferguson. The Daily Express reports that the United boss is considering a January move for the Pompey stopper, further increasing the pressure on Ben Foster. The Express say Fergie will assess Foster's form and Edwin van der Sar's fitness over the next couple of months before making a decision on James. But Manchester United fans, is another ageing keeper really the solution? Get in touch on YouTube or at mirrorfootball.co.uk/opinion and let us know what you think. Meanwhile, Fergie, still in hot water over his comments about referee Alan Wiley, is still on the climb down and, according to The Independent, is set to send a letter of apology to the FA to try and minimise any punishment he might get. Most of the papers this morning, including The Sun, The Mirror and The Express, are also carrying quotes from the England press conference yesterday afternoon, when Frank Lampard said he and his England teammates should never have been labelled the Golden Generation. Frank reckons this term, foisted upon them by former FA Chief Executive Adam Crozier at the start of Sven-Göran Eriksson's England reign in 2001, put too much pressure on the players. And in yet more bland press conference stating the obvious type news, Lampard also reckons Wayne Rooney is England's best player since Gaza. Thanks for the insight, Frank. More transfer news now, and apparently not content with snatching Carlos Tevez away from Old Trafford, Manchester City are now trying to get one over on United again by beating them to the punch and signing one of their key targets. Mark Hughes is reported by The Sun to be ready to bid £20 million to land Inter Milan fullback Maicon, revealed as a United target just last week. But of course, City won't stop there. The Sun also reckons they will move for Benfica midfielder Ramirez as well, but only if they can't land Bayern Munich's Frank Ribery for an eye-watering £65 million. And lastly, the Daily Mail leads with a piece claiming that the board of directors of England's 2018 World Cup bid are holding a crisis meeting today to try and get the bid back on track after FIFA bigwig Jack Warner's criticisms last week. The board are believed to be lining up former Birmingham City Managing Director Karen Brady, along with former Arsenal Vice Chairman David Dein and one-time Chelsea player and anti-racism campaigner Paul Elliott to join the bid and give it fresh impetus. It's not quite Beckham and the Queen, as Warner had suggested, but it is a start. That's all for today. Darren Lewis will be back tomorrow, so make sure you join him then.